A pro-grade home surveillance camera at a bargain price. Gimmick or reality? Looks like the new Smart 360's AC1C Pro is serious about delivering great results. So, let's inspect. Hey everybody, nice to meet you. My name is Michael, and if you're here for the tech reviews, I think you're at the right spot, because besides the obvious, what we do here is to thoroughly inspect and do a lot of additional tests so that we can figure out whether the devices you're probably about to buy, or at least inspecting, a good or a bad choice. And today's topic is going to be home surveillance, smart home surveillance, rather on a budget. Well, in this scenario, we have two major streams. Option 1, to go and purchase a DVR with a bunch of cameras, whereas the installation would involve a lot of cabling and sometimes extra efforts. Or, instead of buying an expensive DVR, you could rely on cloud services and get something really affordable, like what we are inspecting today. This comes from Smart 360. It's a company that you well known from their robot vacuums, yes, but they do a lot of other gear. So this thing here costs only $25 and is one of the most affordable home surveillance Wi-Fi cameras you can ever think of. Our goal today, to figure out whether it deserves to be on your priority shortlist. Smart 360 is a company well known for its really decent robot vacuums, but there are a lot more gadgets that the Chinese brand works on, with the AC1C home Wi-Fi camera being among the really interesting and affordable gadgets. It has quite tough competition though, devices from huge players like Xiaomi, Yi, Philips and so on, up until not so popular brands like Winis. Let us have a look what is inside this box. First, bunch of the specs stamped on the outside, highlights about the AI human detection, magnetic mount and even face detection and recognition. Looks like, besides the promising hardware, there should be some extra smart tricks available. The box is not too spectacular, but definitely this is a well-wrapped device with good presentation. The user guide is the first thing to come out, multi-language explanation of the most commonly used functions. Then we pick up the camera, nice look as a starter, a long cable with micro USB plug and the charger. Needless to say that you can pretty much use any kind of cable or charger instead, as long as it can deliver more than 1 amp. This is pretty much what is to be found inside the box. The rest is based on the smartphone app, and setting things up is very easy. Prior to diving into that config, let me guide you through the specifications and let you know what I think about the setup. There's a 2K image sensor providing video recording resolution of up to 1296p, lens with f/2.8 aperture, and field of view of around 130 degrees. There's specially developed infrared-based night mode, Wi-Fi standard is 2.4G, support for micro SD card, magnetic mount, face recognition and a smartphone app which is called Bots Lab. So, decent specs. The image sensor inside this camera is by SmartSense, and it's part of the SoC which relies on AI, artificial intelligence, meaning that the whole footage stream is being analyzed, and not only you get good and accurate detection of human beings, it can go even further by detecting your face. So all these notifications that you get through the app on your smartphone are pretty reliable. There's the promise for a very quick installation. Smart 360 claimed that it's gonna happen within less than 3 minutes. For sure, the hardware part takes around 3. Just connect the cable to the power source, you can be creative about it. I found out that with power bank the camera gets really portable, and this is my go-to solution when used as a baby monitor. The initial connection to the Wi-Fi goes through downloading the Bots Lab app. It has indeed the well-known design that 360 used for managing their robotic vacuum cleaners, and looks like they want to make Bots Lab, a daughter company of theirs, a bit more popular. Doing the setup is indeed super easy. The camera powers on and voice commands instruct you what is to be done. Very interestingly, during the setup, your phone sends sound waves to the camera, and this is how the initial authentication happens. From that point on, really simple. For a fact, switching to another Wi-Fi takes only seconds, and once you get to know the procedure, it is really easy to follow it. Which means that if you're outdoors and have a power bank, you can easily share wireless signal from your smartphone and still count on video surveillance. Pretty nice is the option with magnet base mounting. Find metal bases and you can use it. It is also a reliable stand. Or if you need to be creative, using adhesive is an option as well. Okay, let's inspect some more footage and then we may talk about the configuration changes you might apply. First of all, quality in daytime. Indoors, when it's usually a challenge to provide superb sharpness, but I think this camera delivers pretty outstanding results. You may of course try to use it outdoors too, but know that it is not waterproof, so you should keep it away from rain or snow. In terms of storing files, there are two options you can rely on. If we talk about the micro SD card, all the files inside are recorded in .bin, so bin files, like those that you burn on DVD or CDs. Well, at least that's what my generation used to do in the past. So these bin files are not readable through any kind of video player, because that's an additional layer of security and encryption. But you can review each one of these files very conveniently from the smartphone app, and then you can export these files, or at least the chunks that you're looking for, into MP4 format, which are later on viewable both on your smartphone and a regular PC. A 10-second video has the size of around 1.5 megabytes, which is quite a compact size, meaning that you can store a good archive on the micro SD. Botscam offer also cloud-based solution, which can store your files for a certain amount of time. The basic plan starts at $3.99 per month, and the yearly subscription costs just below $18. If you prefer to store the files for a longer period of time, then $39 a year, and you're going to have your video history captured for 30 days. In my kind of usage, with occasional activity in the room, consumption was between 1 and 3 gigs per day, which means that with a 32 gig card, I could keep the files for time similar to the 30-day protection offered by the Smart Plan, with the huge difference that even if someone steals the camera, footage will still be available and accessible if you go for the cloud solution. Digging deeper in the app, bunch of settings, you can rotate the scene in case the unit is upside down, enable or disable the LED. If you switch it off and well mask the camera, no one will ever notice it. There are alarms, location settings, options for sharing, firmware upgrades. I already got one. Looks like Botslab are well taking care of their camera. As you can notice, integration with Alexa is also possible. Kudos to the team for creating such a detailed tutorial about enabling it. Not to be ignored is the option for two-way communication. Whoever is being recorded can hear and speak to you in real time. If you wonder about the speaker quality, let me give you a glimpse of that.
This is a test of the internal microphone of the AC1C camera. The device is situated on the rear side of the cam, and that's about the quality you could expect.
So, are there any drawbacks? I really would appreciate seeing an option in the camera to record video files like MP4 or MOV instead of bin files, or at least giving a choice for some sort of format. Also, would be nice to see a motorized version allowing us to control it remotely, and I'm of course totally in peace with the fact that we cannot get such an option within the modest price of the AC1C Pro. But you can well feel it is close to being perfect. So definitely this is not a gimmick, and it truly delivers all the great features which were promised at the very beginning. So I'm really happy to see yet another really decent home surveillance Wi-Fi camera within the very attractive budget of $25 to $30, depending on when and where you buy it from. The AC1C sounds like R2-D2 by Smart360, and their sub-brand Botslab. So that's been everything about today's episode, hopefully useful, and I really hope that you learned something new, or at least figured out whether that's a good purchase. And if you have any other suggestions, recommendations, maybe questions, add them to the comment section below the video. My name is Michael, been such a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye!